Hello and welcome back to the When You're podcast, the podcast for when you're doing anything. Today we're talking about when you're together for Thanksgiving. Uh it's Thanksgiving, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. For so long I was trying to decide on the title. I was like, when you're celebrating Thanksgiving, but I'm like, do you really is it a big celebration, or are you guys just coming together for dinner? Like, what is, you're just having Thanksgiving. I don't know if it's like this, I don't know if it's like this huge celebration per se. It's not like a birthday. It's just like you come together for food. There's no presents. There's no gift. It's just the gift of each other and the food. But I feel like that's a little not lame. It's obviously important. It's cute, but like, I don't know if it's like celebration, big celebration. It's more of like, hey, we're all here for Thanksgiving. We're thankful for each other. That's kind of the vibe. But yeah, that's why I was like, we're all together for this, and that's nice. That's a beautiful thing. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'm sure you guys have just eaten, hopefully, or maybe you're celebrating right now. You're listening, not celebrating. You're together right now. You're listening to this podcast for Thanksgiving, which means so much. You know what I mean? Like, you're sitting there, you're about to eat that turkey, and you're listening to this podcast, and that's a wonderful thing. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that. That gives me peace during this Thanksgiving time, this place. So, I just want to say a massive happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and to anybody who you're celebrating with, your friends. And yeah, I think that the reason I feel like Thanksgiving is so not like this huge celebration is because I've become so used to it. Like when I was a kid, I used to think Thanksgiving was crazy awesome because like you get time away from school, you have to, you get to eat all this food, and like you just have like this whole free time to kind of devote yourself to this one meal, and then after that it's kind of like more of it. But now, as I've gotten older, I've realized that it's more of a business. It's commercialized. They hike up the prices. They do all this stuff with the food. They really put you in a chokehold, and then they know that the parents are free on that Friday, so that way they do the Black Friday sale. And now it's like you kind of see the trickery and the ways that the world will turn like a really joyous moment, a real pleasurable time that you're supposed to be spending with people you love and enjoying yourself. And then they just make it into capitalism, into a big business. And when I think about it like that, I'm just kind of like, yeah, the mysticism is gone. I've kind of had like a bunch of good Thanksgivings, but now it just kind of feels like it just don't hit the same. It just doesn't feel the vibe, you know. But I do still enjoy it, and I'm sure I'll feel the vibe again once I definitely am like more excited to like pass that on to my kids, or like have a family of my own to try to get them to enjoy Thanksgiving. Like, I'm so down to cook for Thanksgiving. It's a lot of work. I see like my mom working so hard to make Thanksgiving dinner and to like make it really beautiful and special. And I just want to pass on the same way. I want to be like an amazing cook and make sure that they're good. They're living their best life, and they got nothing to worry about. So it's kind of what I'm looking forward to. So like right now I'm in this grace period where it's like Thanksgiving is good, but it's also kind of got this dark side to it. And then when I grow up and I have like a family of my own, it's more of like it's all good. It's all good. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it special. We're gonna make it fun. We're gonna make it everything I ever wanted it to be. Because right now I'm more of like it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's really just a gap holiday before Christmas. Because everybody, man, they already got the Christmas decorations up, and they're playing Christmas music in the stores. And I was like, what are we doing here? Like, Thanksgiving isn't here yet, you know? And everybody's like, we got to get a jump on. We got to get ahead of this early, you know? Nobody cares about Thanksgiving. It's like, I care about Thanksgiving enough to let it pass and then let it be Christmas. You know what I mean? Because if you don't do that, if you're immediately Halloween and then Christmas, I think that's like so weird. Because because you still have like a month of time, you know what I mean? But at least if you wait until after Thanksgiving, then you have a little bit of more like, all right, you get like a week of November and then the rest of December to like, because there's 3 weeks where you get like pure celebration, pure bliss of like Christmas feeling. So I feel like if you take that extra week from November, you get like a full month of it. And then the rest of the month of December is dedicated to like New Year's and like celebrating the next year to come. So anyways, I wanted to kind of talk about my top 10 Thanksgiving foods because there really is. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody has like their number one go-to and everybody has like their least favorite thing, but they'll still eat it. You know what I mean? It's like something that you have to have, but it's not the main course. It's not the pure pièce de résistance, you know what I mean? So, for me, I was just thinking, all right, what are my top 10? And I wanted to go through it with you. So number 10, right? It's got to be something healthy. I'm not gonna lie. I know they're supposed to be like good for you or like, but this particular one, nobody seems to find any benefit for. Everybody's like, you shouldn't eat this. It's like you can't even digest it and all that. Number 10 is corn. Now, I like corn, okay? I eat it every Thanksgiving. It's like one of the vegetables that they have on the side. But I eat it because, one, it's just become like so traditional for me to have it. And number two is because it adds something to the meal. It gives me a little bit of like it makes me feel like I'm eating healthy without like really having to eat healthy. So I'll say number 10 is like corn. You know what I mean? It's just kind of there. Number 9. Oh boy. Number 9. I'm literally on the spot here yet. Number 9. I say we give it to, I gotta say green beans. I like my vegetables as much as anyone else, but on this particular day, it feels like I'm trying too hard to eat it for the sake of eating it. So it's got to be number 9 with the green beans. It's got to be something a little healthy. Number 8, I got to give number 8 to. Let me think here. You know what? I got to give number 8 to what is that thing? Not. I gotta give number 8 to. Jeez, this is so hard. Let's say I give it to something like. You know what? I'll give number 8 to stuffing. I like stuffing. I really, really enjoy stuffing. I really like it. But as far as I think I could live without it if given the opportunity. Or maybe I'll switch it with something else. Who knows? This this list is ever changing, depending on my mood. So number 8 we'll give to stuffing. Number 7. It's gotta be you gotta do macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese has to be on a Thanksgiving plate. It has to be. It's so good. It's one of those, if somebody's good at cooking, if you see the way they make macaroni and cheese. If you don't notice it, then it kind of goes under the radar. That was number 7, right? Number 6, let's say. Number 6, I'll give it to. Trying to think here. I'll give it to. Oh, you know what? You know what definitely goes number 10? I'm so sorry. Like the number 10 spot definitely goes to cranberry sauce. Like, I know that's like, it's not even really a food. It's like, you don't even really need that. But I'm putting it at the bottom because, like, if I were to eat it, like I don't even particularly eat this, but it's like sometimes you have it on the side and you're just kind of like whatever about it, you know? So number 10 would have to be cranberry sauce and then everything else leading up. So where was I? Number 6? So number 6 would be macaroni and cheese. All right. Number 5. Number 5 has to be number 5 definitely has to be oh man. Number 5 is the dinner rolls. Number 5 has to be bread. Whatever kind of bread. Because it's bread. You know, I have bread all the time. I love bread. Bread is delicious. It's fantastic. You have some with butter. You have some with some cheese. You know, you enjoy yourself. And it really is that extra. It gives the meal that extra oomph. You know, it really just punches you. It makes you feel really good. So I'll give it to the dinner rolls. Number 4, I'll do. Number 4, I'll do. Because the other ones are so high on the list, on the spot, I'll do number 4, mashed potatoes and gravy. Like, you got to do it with the gravy. Mashed potatoes are a delicacy. They're delicious. And I know that you can, like, really make them with any kind of meal. Like a steak, you can make it with a steak with mashed potatoes on the side. Mashed potatoes is the only transferable. I mean, potatoes in general are everywhere, but mashed potatoes is really the food that I eat. And macaroni and cheese are like the 2 top spots of, like, outside of Thanksgiving, I will eat it. You know what I mean? Everything else is kind of like Thanksgiving driven. Number 3, I'll say, that was number 5, right? Number 3, I mean, that was number 4? Yeah, that was number 4. Number 3, I'll give it to ham. Number 3 is definitely ham. Number 2, I will say, is, I mean, you think you know what should be number 1, but until you really get onto this list. Number 2 is definitely turkey. Sometimes it's dry. So it really depends on how it's cooked. And I really do enjoy turkey. I think it gives you definitely that, when you have a lot of it, it gives you that little, like, that coma, that lazy. It just makes you, like, so sleepy and tired. And it, like, makes everything feel all right. And you're just sitting there with your full stomach. Oh, my gosh. Turkey's delicious. And number 1, gotta go. Number 1 has got to go to pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie so much. If you don't like pumpkin pie, that's fine. You know, live your own life. You know, have your own pie, your own desserts, do your own thing. But I love pumpkin pie. It's just absolutely delicious. It's a delicacy for me. It means so much. And without pumpkin pie, I don't think I would be the man I am today without pumpkin pie. It's absolutely delicious. And yeah, just, you know, don't hate on my top 10, all right? I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of foods, and you could definitely make it any foods you want, you know? These are just more of like the traditional side of Thanksgiving. So those are my top 10. If I even did it properly. I'm sure I didn't. I missed out on a lot of foods, or maybe I didn't rank it right, but who cares? Moving on. Because Thanksgiving is a lot of, like, it's family time. You gotta love the family. It's gotta be together with the family. I kind of wanted to speak on the family you love, you know? When you're genuinely around people who love you, who care about you, and are, like, such a integral, they're so invested in your life and in who you are, it really makes the meal more enjoyable. It doesn't make it feel kind of like a forced thing. It feels like it's comfortable, it's cool, it's really simple. And you should definitely know that you deserve love with or without your family's approval, no matter what you do, no matter who you are, what you believe in, what your lifestyle is like. You deserve love on this special Thanksgiving, on every Thanksgiving and every day. But I know that there's troubling times out there for people. They're going through a lot of difficult moments and a lot of difficult things out there. And I just want to let everybody know, and from me, from the bottom of my heart, from my whole heart, really, I know you deserve to be loved, and you should not feel empty or alone on this day, because I'm I'm letting you know that you are loved and you are special, and everything is going to be just fine. You're going to be great. You're going to be fantastic, you know. So to you, I just want to say, have a great Thanksgiving, and I know everything's going to be fine. Um, and the family you love is out there. You can make your own family. You can have your own friends. You can really build the life that you want. It is possible. You are going to do it, and just understand that it's not all. It doesn't have to be so sad or so empty or lonely. You know, you can definitely create the family you want and the love that you want. So I just wanted to say that. And everybody else with your own family, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you really, really enjoy that time you spend, because who knows how much longer anybody really has sometimes, you know? We can sometimes take for granted all of the little things and the details that we love about it. And I know I feel that way on Thanksgiving a lot. When I think back about past Thanksgivings and people in my life who aren't here anymore. And it's a very heavy struggle, but you stay invested and filled with the love that those in your life, with the people in your life. So yeah. And when you're around people that you love, the day is just instantly amazing, you know. Now, on a more touchier subject, the family you can't stand on Thanksgiving. Because listen, people, there are people out there in the fam that we just can't. It's not that we can't tolerate them. It's just that it's like, geez, it's always a battle. It's always something goes on, you know. And we sometimes make it like the in-laws, you know, or sometimes it's like, oh my God, you know, it's always that like Hallmark movie where it's like, gosh, I can't do Thanksgiving with my father. He's this type of person, or that, and this and this and that. So they always try to make it, you know, like an internal struggle, and then like at the end of Thanksgiving, it's more of like a catharsis, like, now we're cool with each other and every Thanksgiving. You know, it ain't like that in real life, okay? Sometimes it's difficult to be around those people that you just can't stand, whether it's your in-laws, whether it's a sibling, whether it's your parents. It's something. It's always something or someone, all right? And it's never more than realized during Thanksgiving. And that's kind of why I want to be like, when you're around those people, you gotta just breathe, take it easy, and appreciate the food more. Because it definitely ain't the company. Because sometimes you're like, the food can't be, you know, the food is like whatever sometimes. But you're with your family, so it's like, it kind of increases the experience, you know? And I feel that way for a number of things. It's like, sometimes we go to restaurants or we do things, it's like, when I go here by myself, it's like, whatever, like, who cares? Like, I don't particularly find this place super appealing or awesome, but it's the people around you who make it exciting, who make it cool, who make it fun, if that makes sense. So then, if you're around people who don't make it fun and you have to have dinner with them, and then you have to like sit down and have a meal with this person, then it's like, oh, the food has to be 10 out of 10. That's why it's such a focus on like, if you don't want to be around this person, make sure you have this and this and that, you know? Something that you love, something that you like on the plate. That way it can be an enjoyable experience. Without it, I feel like the whole dinner just kind of goes downhill, you know? Not that the food shouldn't be fire all the time, but I'm just saying, if you don't have any of that goodness, then at least maybe, you know, the people around you are good. You know, maybe they're super, super good people, you know. And they'll be your friends or whoever. And that's another thing is like, what's it called? Oh my goodness, why am I blanking on this word? It's Friendsgiving. We do like these Friendsgivings. And sometimes, those Friendsgivings, I know for a fact that there can be a lot of drama built up around these Friendsgivings, because they're not, I mean, relationships are relationships, right? Like everybody has like friendships or boyfriends and girlfriends, husbands and wives, and all this stuff, right? And sometimes, because you're not immediately bonded by blood, they can be, I think it's really about connection, who makes you feel good, who makes you feel loved. It doesn't have to depend on like who you're related to by blood or if there's anything that like bonds you like blood. But for real, Friendsgiving is one of those things where it's like it could be amazing or it could be really crazy and bad. Because it depends on where you're at with your friends, on like the level that you're at. And I feel like you're not gonna have a Friendsgiving with people unless you're really, really, really cool and close with them. Otherwise, you would have it with your regular family. But if you have a Friendsgiving and those are even and they invite people who you don't like to the Friendsgiving, or like maybe there's something that's happened in your friend group, like this is the kind of thing I think about. Is like there's so much drama, there's so many interconnected workings or like behind the scenes stuff about friendships, or like all this stuff that happens when you're like, sometimes friendships can be very gossipy, or they can feel very like they're not pure. They're not pure like when we were kids, where it's just like, we're friends and we hang out at recess and we eat lunch together at the same lunch table and we just like have fun and we do, whatever with each other, It's not like that kind of innocence, that pure goodness where it's just like you're just a kid and you're having fun. Now it's like every little detail can matter. So it's like, I mean, I'm not saying this from experience. I'm just saying, from as an example, it's like if like two friends, right? Let's say one of them's name is Bethany and the other one's name is Tiffany. So Tiffany and Bethany are best friends, and they're like, "Yo, let's all get our friends together and let's do a big Friendsgiving. Yay, yoo-hoo!" And then Bethany is like, "No boys allowed. It's only girls only." And Tiffany is like, agreed, queen, pop off." And then somewhere along the lines, Tiffany is like, "Listen, I know we said no boys, but I just met this really cute boy. I want him to come to the dinner." And then Bethany's like, "What are you doing, Tiffany? Why you want to ruin the gang? Why you want to ruin the fun, the Friendsgiving that I created, Let that guy eat out of a garbage can for all I care." And then it's like this back and forth, and then Friendsgiving becomes like this feud between Tiffany and Bethany, and it's just like, "I wanted to have my guy over," and then Bethany is like, "Well, I didn't." And then all the other girls in the group were like, "It would have been nice if I could have invited my, my boyfriend or whoever, or like somebody else," and all this stuff. This is the kind of thing, these are the kind of scenarios I make in my mind when I'm like, is Friendsgiving all that better than a regular family Thanksgiving? And I'm just like, no, I'm sure there's something out there that's like completely worse, There's definitely something else worse out there. And so, but Friendsgiving can be fun. And I also think that like Friendsgiving can be the pure bliss. It can be everything you want it to be and more. Everybody makes their own dishes. Everybody shows up invited. Everybody has fun. They're friends. They have a great time. There's definitely those moments. And I want to say a special place in my heart that's like, I wish that I could do that. I would love to host a Friendsgiving, but I need friends. That's the thing, It's hard to have a Friendsgiving without friends. So, that's something that I'm like still holding on to. I'm like, we'll do it one day, we'll host it and we'll see. Or maybe I'll get to be in one. That'll be cool, Because sometimes I think I'd be a good host, and then other times I think I wouldn't. So we kind of have to think outside of the box there. And then there's, again, I want to talk about like, if you're alone on Thanksgiving, solo Thanksgiving, it's like, it doesn't have to be that big of a deal. Like, I know we make it a big deal, but it doesn't have to be. There's definitely so much you could do for Thanksgiving for yourself, love for yourself, thankful for yourself, the things that you do for yourself, the things that you do to make yourself worthwhile, whether it's your job, your work, it can be exercise, it can be writing a journal down. It can be so many things that you do for yourself, for your mental peace, your well-being. And those moments, I feel, mean so much. And it's about loving yourself and giving yourself that definite devotion that you need and you deserve. And so there's so much to be thankful for, with or without a bunch of people around you at the dinner table. And so don't feel like being alone on Thanksgiving or doing it solo will like hinder you from being your best self. It's just a dinner. It's just another day. It's just another dinner. And you get to live the life that you want, and you get to be your best self, and you deserve to be loved as well. So never feel completely alone, because you definitely aren't. There are a bunch of great people in the world, and my heart is with you, and I want you to know that Thanksgiving is just another dinner, and you're going to be just fine. Because there's a certain level of loneliness, and I feel like that level of loneliness is shown during these times, during the holidays, where it's like, I'm not spending Thanksgiving with my family, or I'm not doing this thing, So then you feel kind of closed off and alone, and like you don't find the holiday special. You just find it like more of a slap in the face that I'm alone. When in actuality, it's like there's nothing wrong with being alone. There's nothing wrong with doing it solo. There's nothing wrong with you being who you want to be, or doing things that you want to do, or like taking on challenges by yourself. There's so much growth, and there's so much progression in your life and in who you are and your character, that it completely outweighs all of that. And I'm telling you right now, as long as you keep on pursuing what you want, what you love, and doing what you do, you're going to meet some great people along the way. You're going to make friends and family of your own. That's a truth. That's a guarantee. As long as you continue and you push ahead, you keep moving forward. You keep on keeping on. You know what I mean? So, you are loved, and happy Thanksgiving. Okay? Now, back to what I was talking about with like capitalism and big businesses, is that like, I bet you when they were really commercializing on Thanksgiving, the person who was like, I want to be a turkey farmer, wasn't even thinking about Thanksgiving. He was like, oh snap, like Thanksgiving, like we could hike up all the prices on these turkeys. Because I bet you this is the turkey business's favorite day. Favorite month of the whole year, because they just rack up the prices, and then they bust out their fattest, most juiciest turkeys in the world, and they're just like, yo, take this. And then everybody buys it. Everybody eats it up, dude. Literally, they eat it up. And they what else can they do, It's like, are you going to buy a turkey in July? No. So you got to kind of roll with the punches. And then in between, after Thanksgiving, maybe you have like a turkey for Christmas as well. And then after that, throughout the rest of the year, if you want to eat turkey, maybe you'll do like a turkey sandwich, or like other things like that. But that's not the real turkey. I'm talking about the full bird, So this is when they make all of their money, and then in between are just like extra moments. Because if there was a time to like eat turkey, it's now. There's never, you're not eating turkey in February. If you were, they would hike up the prices and they would bust them out, their best stuff. But they don't. So that's how you know that it's all big business. It's all about the business. It's all about the food. So for that's why I'm kind of like thinking of like, what's a food that I could capitalize on and make and trick everyone into thinking this is when you eat it. You know what I mean? Because there's definitely foods out there that like I'll buy on a day-to-day basis, and for the whole year they'll have me. So, but then those people are like, we don't have a particular day where our prices like shoot up high, you know. For them, it's a guessing game. For turkeys, it's like, we know November is our time to shine, you know. So I would, you know what? Let's say this. I will say that, what if there was like a national, like a month dedicated to the pickle, right? And then Vlasic or whoever, you know, the company that like has a bunch of pickles is like, this is our time to shine. We're going to give them our best pickles, guys. This is going to be the season. This is going to be for us, you know? But instead, you just like, it's kind of like they sell pickles every day, you know, in jars all the time. People eat pickles on a regular basis. You know, it's not like a huge day to celebrate it. So I'm trying to think of like, what's a food that I could do it on? And that's why you have like those random holidays where it's like, it's National Friday. And fry meaning potato fries, not Friday. You know what I'm saying? It's National Friday, you know, so go get your fries at McDonald's or this place or that place, you know. And then there's like, it's National Burger Day. They try to like do it, but it doesn't hit the same. So I'm trying to think of like, what's something that I could do or exploit that's like, for sure you could do it. So anyways, while we're talking about food, right now, if you're listening to this podcast during Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving, first of all. And I know that food is fire. I know that food is delicious. You just ate it all down. You ate 2 plates of it. And now you're in that full stomach mode, right? And when you're in full stomach mode, you're in hibernation. You feel all the warmth. You feel everything like coming together. It's all coming together. And now that it's in there, you just kind of like sit back, relax. You unbuckle the belt. This is a crucial part of it all, okay? Because yes, you are going to wear a belt on Thanksgiving, all right? Just for this moment. I'm telling you right now, if you're not doing this, you're missing a little piece of the joy, all right? So you're wearing that belt, right? And this is for anybody, okay? You're wearing that belt, right, on your pants. Now, you're kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm so full. How can I relieve myself? How can I experience full joy and openness? And then you open that belt buckle. You take out the belt and then boom, belly fully out. And now you're like, you unbutton your pants or whatever, and then you just like let it all loose and you're just like, ah. You know, this is a guaranteed fact. When you overeat on Thanksgiving, you just have to do it. Then you just relax, you know? And then you go into that food coma that I was talking about. You desperately take that beautiful, lazy, like, if there was a natural disaster in that moment, you're dead. You know, if the zombie apocalypse happens right then and there, you're dead. You are not moving an inch. You're not moving a single centimeter, millimeter. All that you have to do is lay there and be comfortable in your chair, sofa, bed, whatever. Beanbag chair. You just have to sit there and enjoy that moment. And it's such a beautiful moment. That nap is comparable to the sandwich. That nap is everything that you need in life. That nap is equal, or a little bit beneath, the sandwich. All right? It's truly one of those life moments where you think about it and you're just like, gosh, I want to have that again. And you do it a lot. You end up doing it a lot, right? Sometimes you overeat when you go to fast food places, or you go here, or maybe you do this, maybe you do that, right? Or you cook an amazing dinner and you're just like satisfied with it, and then you have this full stomach era and you just like, you immediately go to sleep mode. You hibernate. You get the feeling that it's like, it's time to sleep. So then that's what happens. You get into that sleep mode. And it doesn't matter what's next. It doesn't matter what's to come, what happens afterwards, right? And you sleep and you're digesting that food, and you know that when you wake up, it's going to be the greatest. Like, you could have hibernated, though you could have not slept the whole year, and this was the only nap you needed to give you the energy to fight life. That's what this nap is all about. That's what this sleep, this deep slumber, this hibernation is all about. And then after you've digested it, you got to do it again, because there's probably leftovers. Or there's something else on the table that you didn't eat and you know you want to eat, and if you have to eat it, you got to let your stomach settle. So that's what I'm talking about. And then finally, we got to get to the leftovers. Whatever was left on the table, whatever you didn't get to eat, or maybe was left over, whatever was left over, obviously. That's when you got to realize that there's something else at play here. There's something else that we gotta figure out. And I like that. I like it a lot. And who knows how long these leftovers last? It's really, I mean, when you're talking about a game plan, you have to have a game plan for this. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with everything. And you don't want everything. You want everybody to take a little piece, You get a piece of turkey, and you get the piece of turkey. And then you get some ham and mashed potato. You take a whole plate with you. So that way you're not left with this burden of food that you have to eat solo. And then you're like, I can't eat Thanksgiving dinner for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. And then you run out of all the good stuff, and then you're left with all the bad stuff, or like the least desirable things, or not least desirable, but like kind of like the, maybe you make an overabundance of corn or green beans and stuff, and then you're like, oh snap, there's like a whole thing left of it, and now I don't have any of the big things to eat with it. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You don't want that. So this Thanksgiving, you gotta look out for the leftovers. You gotta kind of look out for all right, how much is everybody eating? What's not being eaten? And then what definitely is gonna be out? We're gonna be out of mashed potatoes and gravy, so we don't have to worry about that. But what we do have to worry about is the turkey. There's gonna be an overabundance of it, so I gotta make sure that everybody takes some, or that you gotta prepare for that. Those turkey sandwiches for those turkey moments where it's just like, you get that piece of turkey on there, and you're just like, yep, this is my life. I'm looks like I'm eating turkey for the next 3 weeks, up until Christmas. You're gonna be eating that turkey. So, all in all, when you're together for Thanksgiving, you gotta enjoy the dinner and the people around you, and yourself. You got to enjoy yourself. You got to love yourself. You got to appreciate all the things that you've done for yourself, all of the things that you're going to continue to do for yourself and for others. Because let's face it, we are giving people. We give so much of our energy, of our life, of our sweetness, our kindness. We give so much of ourselves that sometimes it feels like we're not patted on the back enough. It feels like sometimes we're not treated with that high level of compassion and of love. So this is the time to really soak it all in and give it to yourself and give it to the people around you who also need it, because that's why it feels so good to be around those kind of people, to be around people who are thankful for you and appreciate all of the things that you do for the family, all the things that matter, whether it is being the sole provider, or maybe it's for having a deep compassion on a daily basis, or doing certain things for your family and with your family, and things that kind of uplift them and make them feel loved. This is definitely the opportunity. And there's so many crazy things going on in the world. It's so wild to think that there's people out there who are just like, nah, kind of forget this, or forget the family, or whatever about it. But hold on to the people who you love, hold on to the people who you really care for, and make them feel appreciated and say a big, big thank you to them and a big, big thank you to yourself, and everything's going to be just fine, you know? And that's what that's what I'm feeling on this Thanksgiving is that, like, we need that love. We need that food. We need the food to be so fire that you feel the love in the cooking. You feel the love in that turkey. That bird is going to carry so much love that you're going to be begging for more of it next year. You're definitely going to feel it. It's going to pass over to the next year, and it only increases with Christmas as well. And that's what we'll be doing next month. That's so fun. So at the end of it all, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I wish you nothing but the best, and I will see you guys all next time. Thank you.